In today's Pick a Card reading, we're going to be asking Spirit for the detailed steps you need to move yourself from 3D to 5D. We have 3 piles, pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. You might feel drawn to just one of them, 2 of them, or even all 3 of them. Trust your intuition and watch the readings that call to you, because each could have a message inside of it for you with steps that are relevant to you. The links are below in the description and I will see you in the readings. Welcome to the reading for pile 1. And this is essentially the first card in the spread. So this is going to be where you are right now. And for this we have the Devil. So what this means to me is that right now you are very tempted by what's going on in the 3D. You like watching the news, you like hearing about everything that's going on, and you're sort of involved in it. You've got your opinions about it, you've got your emotional buy-in to a lot of it, and this is what's actually keeping you firmly in 3D. So it's basically about this temptation. If you want to go to 5D, you have to be in 5D. You can't straddle the two. And this is saying for this pile, at the moment, there's too much that you're interested in 3D to allow yourself to move to 5D. Obviously, the goal is 5D, or you wouldn't be watching this video. So let's work out how we can go from this to 5D and all the steps you need to take along the way. So that is where you are right now. We are going to get 2 cards from this deck, and the first one is going to give us the tangibles that you have, the physical things that you have that will help you get to your goal, and the goal is 5D. So what tangibles you have right now. And the next one is what needs to change to get your goal. So what needs to change to get you into 5D? 2 cards. Tangibles, what needs to change? So for the tangibles, what you have right now that will help you towards your goal is we have the Wheel of Fortune. And what this is saying to me is the tangibles you have are a flexibility. So while you are currently very tempted by everything that's going on in 3D, you are flexible enough that you're also interested in what's going on in 5D. And so therefore it is possible for you to just focus on the 5D and ignore this, because you are flexible enough to do the change. So that's a really big tangible that you have that will allow you to do this. You're not stuck. There is a possibility, if you choose it, to go into 5D. And this attribute you have of being flexible will help you get there. So what needs to change to get the goal? Goal being 5D. And for this we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. So what needs to change is you need to lose this fascination with the 3D. You need to sort of stop focusing on it, stop not so much worshipping it, but idolizing it, of like, this person said this, and this happened on the news, and this is happening in this country, and this politician did this, and this happened with the stock market. You know, whatever it is, you have to lose that fascination. That is what needs to change to get you to 5D, because you will only experience what you are the vibration of. And if you are absorbed in the 3D vibration, you're going to stay in the 3D. It is that simple. So you have to start getting yourself, be flexible, and get yourself to be absorbed into the 5D goings on. instead of the 3D goings on. So that's what has to change, is you have to lose this fascination with the 3D and stop letting it be a massive part of your life. So let's grab another deck, and we're going to have 3 cards this time. And this is going to be what's helping you do this. What's your emotional support for this to move to 5D? What do you need to get the courage to do? And all the details of how you can do this. This is a how-to spread. So we want details. We want to know. Okay, let's put that to the side at the moment. What's going on? We want to know how you can do this. So 3 cards. What's your emotional support? What you need to get the courage to do, and the details. So 1, 2, and 3. So your emotional support for this, and we have justice reversed. So what this is saying to me is your emotional support for this, your fairy godmother, your unseen allies, all of that lot, are the people who've already left 3D. They're already exploring the higher dimensions. They're talking about 5D things. These people are your emotional support. These topics that they are bringing up are the emotional support you need. The videos they're watching, all that kind of stuff, all the information, your spirit guides, your galactic team, the whole lot, all of this 5D information, this is the emotional support, your unseen allies that are going to help you transition over to 5D. So start, if you want to move away from the 3D and stop being, sort of brought in by it, tempted by it, and you want to stop focusing on it, then you have to basically leave the people that you are currently with who are fascinated by the 3D and find new people who are fascinated by the 5D and go hang out with them, because that is who's going to get you through this and give you the support through this, as in these videos. Go watch this video, go talk to that person, come meditate with me, all that kind of stuff. This is the start, the sort of the people and the ideas that you need to find. And to do that, you're going to have to move away from the people who are sitting there talking about what happened on the news last night. So go and find groups of people who are 5D and get into their conversations and listen. You don't have to talk, you just have to listen, because you have to get the concepts in to you, and that will support this change going through you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Card number 5. What you need to get the courage to do. You need to get the courage, and for this, we have the 3 of Cups. You need to get the courage to start being grateful for everything, and I mean everything that comes your way, whether it's something you would previously have seen as positive or negative. You have to start seeing what benefit is in it for your growth and start being grateful for it and celebrating the fact that it happened, whatever it is. And yep, this can be hard, which is why it's get the courage to do, but it is possible if you start looking at how has this helped me grow? How has this helped me move closer to 5D, open my heart, and so on? And being grateful and celebrating Every single moment of this will get you there. So what are the details that are coming through about this? What's the step by step? Now you've got to celebrate. You've got to get the courage to celebrate. You've got to stop focusing on the 3D by finding, sort of 5D pockets of, information and vibration and people and all sorts, and being in all of that. What's the steps? So for this we have the Page of Wands reversed. And what this is saying to me is it's about communication. It is about communication from your higher self to your physical mind. So one of the steps you need to take is you need to start meditating, or carry on if you already started, and do it more regularly, but do it actively with intention. This is, as a wand card, it's very active. It's not passive, okay? It's a very passionate card. So start being passionate about meditating and learning 5D topics and information and skills. You need to start being passionate about it and bringing that information from your higher mind into you, because that is what's going to turn it internal, and that is what's going to help you grow. And to get there, you have to grow. And when you grow, you incidentally will lose this fascination with the 3D. It just ceases to be anything that is vaguely interesting anymore. So the more you focus on doing this, the easier it will be to move to 5D. So sit down, get yourself, even if it's just sort of some meditation music, get yourself into meditation and start asking your higher self to show you things to do that will be active. Don't just sit there and wait for things to come. If you don't get anything initially, then figure something else out on your own, like I am going to focus on a flame and wait until the flame disappears, and then I'm going to focus on the darkness. And just stay focused and practice controlling your mind. Then the next thing you can do is start practicing raising your vibration. Just ask your guides, please raise my vibration. Notice how everything feels in you. Please raise it further. Notice how everything feels in you. And then start focusing on those feelings and amplify them and amplify them. So it's actually a very active meditation. It is not a sit and wait for answers to come. That isn't going to get you anywhere. You need to be active and very passionate about it. So if you're passionate about a topic that you want information on, put your meditations around that. As long as it's not a 3D topic, put your meditations around that and ask, how do I do this? And so on. For me, it was creating portals. How do I create portals? That I found fascinating. Being able to just step through a portal and travel to somewhere else on the planet would be incredible. So I focused some of my meditations around that. Do the same for you. Find topics your higher self has sent you that you maybe dream about, that you are unreasonably passionate about, and start trying to find that information. Intend to get that information and it will come in, and then you just have to hone your skills of listening to it, watching for it, whatever it is for you. So get in there and be active, actively meditating, actively bringing in the information that you need to move yourself to 5D, and being grateful for everything that comes. That is what's going to get you there. Now the question is, this one fell out and I am not sensing anything from that, so I am going to put that to the side, and if it comes back in later then I will look at it. So let's do the next 3 cards. This is usually done in a big circle, but I don't have room for that. So it's going to have to be 4 rows of 3 instead. Next 3 cards. 7 through 9. So we are going to have the first one, others and their needs, and who's affecting this basically for you, this you moving from 3D to 5D. And then the next one is, what are the intangibles? So what do you need to know that you don't know yet in order to move to 5D? And the third one is, what are your hopes and dreams for being in 5D? You know, why do you want 5D? What's it going to do for you? So 3 cards. Others and who is affecting this and what their needs are. What you don't know that you need to know. And your hopes and dreams. One, 2, and 3. So, others, we have the Empress reversed. And what this is saying to me is, you have a lot of 3D people around you who are quite comfortable with where they are. Thank you very much. And do not want to change, which is their prerogative. However, if you stick with them, you're also in that, because you pick up their energy, they pick up your energy, and essentially they will keep you in 3D. So they have no interest in changing, which is why you need to find other people to hang out with. Even if it's just hang out with online, you need to find 5D people and information and courses and so on to hang out with, not 3D, especially the ones who are extremely happy where they are and have no intention of changing. Thank you very much. So this is basically saying you don't have an overly supportive environment to go to 5D, and therefore it's something you actively have to take into your own hands and make happen. So, number 8, what you don't know that you don't know yet, that you need to know in order to do this. And for this we have the Page of Cups reversed. And what this is saying to me is, you have a very strong connection to your guides. You may or may not know it, but you do. And you need their help to help you grow. So getting connected to your guides is going to be one of your biggest steps going forwards. You know, this could be something, one of your steps in your meditation. Start working out, if you don't already hear, see, feel, know, whichever it is for you, your guides, then that is the step you need to work on. And you can do that in these active meditations. Start learning to hear what they're trying to tell you, because that will help you enormously. And that's the current thing that is hidden. So I suspect you probably don't hear your guides yet. And you need to work out how to get that information from them. And for that, learn how to communicate with your guides, learn how to use your intuition is the sort of things that you want to be looking up. This one, your hopes and dreams. And for this we have the 10 of Cups reversed. So what I'm getting is that you see 5D where you are internally perfectly happy. You've got that inner peace, complete and utter inner peace and joy and bliss state. That is how you see 5D. Okay, so that's what you're hoping for. If you manage to do all this, that's where you're hoping to get. So hopefully that resonates with what you are thinking, because that shows this one is the right pile. So let's get final 3 cards. With this deck. And this is going to be 10, 11 and 12. So the first card is going to be the outcome. Are you going to manage getting from 3D to 5D? And we're going to add an aspect to this because I want it to be a yes or no response as well as the details. So that is card 10. The next one, how others are going to see you if you do manage this and you get to 5D. Because we know now they're quite happy where they are. They're not interested in going to 5D. Your friends and family and surrounding people. So how are they going to see you when you do it? And the last card is going to be what sacrifices you have to make. Because to do something, you pretty much have to stop doing something else. You can't be 3D and 5D. So what sacrifices do you have to make to get to 5D? So 3 cards. The outcome, how others will see you when you manage it, and what you have to sacrifice to get there. 1, 2, and 3. Right, so for the outcome, and this is also the yes-no, we have the 3 of Cups. So what this says to me is if you put all this work in, it's a yes, you'll get there. You have the possibility to get there, and it is probably because of this flexibility that you have. You know, I'm kind of getting the idea that you are kind of halfway on the fence. You're sort of sitting between, and you're going, well, that's 3 and that's 5, and I like that and I like that, and and so on. And you've just got to put yourself into 5D and ignore 3D because you have this flexibility. So the outcome is going to be that you are going to be very happy, very joyful. And I think it's very interesting that this one was the same card, 3 of Cups, just a different deck. And this was what you have to get the courage to do. And yet here it is saying the outcome is you had that courage. You pulled it off. You decided that 5D is where you want to go, and you did the work and you pulled it off. You had the courage to do it. So this is a really, really positive thing. So that is awesome. You will manage this. You just got to do these steps, okay? Then this one is how others will see you. And for this we have the 10 of Cups, which again is very interesting since we had the 10 of Cups reversed here. And that was all about your hopes and dreams. So internally you were going to be happy. And your friends and family, even though they're very happy and comfortable where they are actually going to be really happy for you. So if you pull this off, while it might seem that they don't want you to move, it's more a case of they don't want them to move, but they're perfectly happy for you to do it. So we've actually got more support here than we originally thought, which is awesome. So they want you happy. They're not here saying, no, don't do it, you're abandoning us or anything like that. They are going to be supportive. They just don't want to follow you. That's all. And they're going to be totally supportive and very, very happy for you when you manage it, which is awesome. So what do you need to sacrifice? And for this, we have the 9 of Pentacles. And this is all about sacrificing basically the physical 3D, the what you see as a luxury. So the watching the news every night, the going out to the pub and drinking, the listening to the latest dance music, no matter what the lyrics are, all that sort of very physical, i.e. very 3D stuff that you have got in your life and built your life around up till now, all of that is what you've got to sacrifice. You have really got to go full 5D to get into 5D. There's no halfway house. There is no like, well, I'll do a little bit, but not all of it. It's all or nothing. You have to be thoroughly grateful for it and get in there and do everything you can to move away from the 3D and get rid of this temptation. And you're going to be incredibly happy and joyful when you get there, and everyone around you is going to be happy for you. So there's a lot of motivation there. You just got to pull it off. And to do it, you've got to sacrifice everything that you currently see, unfortunately, as a 3D luxury, because that's what's keeping you stuck. And I don't mean give up all your belongings and all your money. That's not what I mean by give up the 3D luxury. Give up what is comfortable for you, like watching the news, judging people, complaining about things, gossiping, all of that kind of stuff that is comfortable, you have to give up, and you have to give it up 100%. That's what will get you, along with actually doing the work, getting the information, doing the practices, raising your vibration, getting yourself, into joy and stuff. That is what will get you there, because there are multiple aspects to 5D. It is not just, well, you know enough to get there. That doesn't matter. You've got to be it, know it, and just 100% encompass it. So you have to get rid of all of these little things that you've spent a lifetime enjoying doing, like the judging others or the gossiping or anything like that. You have to completely get rid of that, and you have to completely start getting in this 5D information. Do some courses, sit down and meditate. You have all that information available to you. It is all in your higher self, in the universal consciousness. It will come in if you allow it and you start to learn how to listen. So it's fine if you don't have the money for courses, not a problem. You have access to it already. But do get out there and get that information however it is best for you to get it, because that is what's going to help you grow, and that knowledge will then help your understanding, which will make you more tolerant, which will help you let go of the stuff you have to sacrifice, help you let go of the stuff that you're tempted by, and so on. Hopefully that lays out the exact path you have to take for this. Drop a like, subscribe, and comment below if this resonated. I would dearly love your help to grow this channel. I am very new and very small, and it would be awesome to be able to reach more people with this. If you would like a private reading about more details, or you would like to help with what you can work on and information from your guides, then there is a link in the top of the description to book a private reading with me. They go from $20 just for a written reading. All the others are in person over Zoom, so it is available worldwide, and that way you can ask questions and comment on what we're getting through, because it is a joint process, a reading. It is a back and forwards, and that is what's going to help give you the clarity that you need. I'm Karen from Soul Driven Tarot, and I'll see you in the next pile or the next video. Welcome to the reading for pile 2. This is actually the first card in the spread, and it's a where you are right now. So for this we have the Hierophant. And what this is telling me is where you are right now is you're actually giving your power away to something else. You're yet to realize that you are the creator. We are all one. We are all the creator, and creation cannot do without us. We are a vital piece of creation, and giving our power away to somebody else to, intercede for us, or that we put as higher than us, that is what's holding you currently back in 3D. That giving your power away. So let us have 2 cards And what we want to know, your goal, or you wouldn't be watching this video, is to get to 5D. So, what tangibles do you have right now that will help you get to 5D? There's the first card. And the second one is what needs to change to get the goal, i.e. 5D. So, 2 cards. What are the tangibles you have and what needs to change? Okay, so the tangibles, the physical tangibles, we have the 2 of Wands. And what that's saying to me is your tangibles to do this are, you are super focused. You are very good at sticking with a direction. Once you've decided which direction you want to go to, you've made your plan and you've said, right, that's the way, as in get to 5D. You are going to be 100% focused on this until you achieve it. There's no kind of like, oh, squirrel away over here, or oh, look at that. You are totally focused. And that is an awesome tangible to have, because to get there, it's going to take focus. So that is a really big positive thing that you have going for you. So what needs to change to get the goal? And this is the 7 of Swords reversed. So what this is saying to me is you need to stop lying to yourself. And what's going on is you have collected a bunch of other people's beliefs. As one of my mentors says, you're a belief thief. And these beliefs are not yours and they're not serving you. And this is what's causing you to give your power away. So you need to let go of all these beliefs that you've taken off of other people because you thought it was the right thing to do, because you were a child and, you know, you looked up to your parents, your teachers, whatever it is, however you collected these beliefs, these fear-based beliefs, it's them that are holding you back. So it's them that you need to let go of, because these fear-based beliefs are making you lie to yourself. And that is going to keep you out of 5D. So that is what needs to change to get this goal. So let us get the next deck. And this is going to be 3 cards. And we are going to see what your emotional support is and your unseen allies. So who's helping you? Not so much who, what's helping you get there? So what is going to help you get to 5D? And what's the emotional support that you've got for it? The next one is what you need to get the courage to do to get there. Okay. And the last one is the details. We want steps. We want practical steps that you can take one after the other so that you can get there. Because this is a how-to spread and we want to know how to. What are the steps? So, 3 cards. Your emotional support, unseen allies. What you need to get the courage to do. And the step-by-step how to do it. One, 2, and 3. So, the emotional support. And for this we have the 6 of Swords reversed. So the emotional support and what's helping you, what will help you do all of this, is letting go of some of these beliefs that you took off other people, and also letting go of the shame of believing this, because sometimes when you let go of these beliefs and you look back and you're like, how could I ever have believed that? And there is some guilt, shame and stuff. So you've got to let go of that as well. Okay? It is a learning process. We are on a journey. Every step is important. There is no such thing as a mistake. There is just where you currently are and what you're learning from it. That is it. So work on letting go of these beliefs, because that is what's going to give you this support, your unseen support. It's going to help you get out of this turmoil, and letting go of those beliefs and letting go of the guilt, the shame, any sort of fear-based emotions, negative emotions, if you want to call them that, the lower vibration emotions, all of that, clear that out of your energy system, and your energy system will be calmer, clearer, and 5D at the end of it. Okay? What you need to get the courage to do, and for this we have the Six of Wands reversed. And this to me it says that you've got to get the courage to stop listening to what other people are saying. Because right now, they're all praising the fact that you're giving your power away. Maybe you're giving your power away to some of them. Maybe you're joining them in giving your power away to someone else, or another being and stuff that you all collectively believe in. Whatever it is, you have to get the courage to stop listening to them and stop letting them praise you, which makes you think it's a good idea. Okay? In 5D, we are sovereign. We take responsibility 100% for where we are. There's no listening to other people and having them build you up. You have to do that for yourself. So if you want to go into 5D, you have to work out the type of person that you need to be, which this reading will help you work out what you need to do to get there, as in the type of person that you need to be to get there, given where you are starting. And you have to be your own motivation, not listen to others going, oh, you did so awesome at whatever it was today, because they're cheering you on, giving away your power. And that isn't helping you and will not help you get to 5D. It's that simple. So, what are the steps? For this, we have the Nine of Wands. And what this is saying is the steps are going to be a tad overwhelming. This is a complete and utter rework of every single part of your life. You need to look for areas where you are giving your power away. You are the creator. Anytime you are giving that power to somebody else to create for you, create your reality, to put rules over you and so on, then that is an aspect of your life that you have to rework. Which is why this guy looks like he's been run through the mill, He has been through a lot. He has let go of all these beliefs. He has let go of all the lower vibration emotions, and he's now come through the war basically and won it, and is still just about standing, but only just. It has been overwhelming for him. And this is the sort of thing that at the beginning it might look like it will get easier. The more of these beliefs and emotions that you let go of, the easier it is going to be. It is not going to be like this guy where you are barely left standing. It is going to get easier and easier and easier, because every step you take is going to take you closer to the 5D, and every step you take is going to bring in more light, more love, more heart, more 5D energy and high vibrational energy, and therefore it's going to be easier to be more of that. Okay? It is just the start that is going to feel a little like this when you think, oh my goodness, okay, I have to rework my hobbies, my career, my life, my health, my this, my whatever it is for you, okay? Every single place that you are giving away your power, you have to rework and stop allowing other people to tell you what to do, other people tell you what's okay and what's not. Only you can determine that in 5D. You are your own moral compass because you are a high vibrational being. And if you're allowing someone or something else to tell you that, then you're giving your power away to that someone or something else. So there's a lot of steps in here, and you've got to go through and do a lot of them. Okay, it's a big task, but I think you can do it. So let us get the next 3 cards. And this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 7 through 9. So this is going to be others and their needs. So your friends, family, your circle, so the people you hang out with, basically, and their needs and how that affects you moving to 5D. The next one is going to be the intangibles. So what you don't know that you don't know, but you need to. So what do you need to know that you don't know yet? Basically, the hidden stuff. And the last one is going to be your hopes and dreams around this. The why. Why do you want to go to 5D? What's in it for you, basically? So, 3 cards. Others and their needs and effects. The what you don't know that you need to know. And your hopes and dreams. One, 2, and 3. So, others and their needs in this. We have the 9 of Swords. So, the people around you are not going to be happy about this. They are probably these people who are happily cheering you on for giving away your power. And they are going to think that you've, sold your soul or whatever it is by doing what you need to do to get there. It is not true. You've actually uncovered more of your soul and you've aligned closer with it. But that's not the way they're going to see it. They're going to say, oh my goodness, you've thrown it all away. You were in the perfect position and now you've sold your soul to the devil and so on and so forth. They are basically going to be seeing what you're doing as a total nightmare. And they are probably going to attempt to stop you doing it. It is that simple. Blunt, I know, but there we go. That's me. So that is where other people are coming in. So it doesn't look like you're going to have the hugest amount of support for this. So it's really got to be something you want to do. Okay. So the what you need to know that you don't know yet, the hidden stuff. And for this we have the 9 of Cups. And what this is saying to me is you need to work through your emotions and get your why, get this why going, because you're not going to have any physical support and mental support from your friends. They're not going to be happy with you, and they're going to keep bringing it up. So you have to be comfortable within yourself with this, because if you don't want this, they're going to pull you back down. It is very, very simple, very obvious through this. They are both 9s, as incidentally is this. So we've got a lot of ending energy, or very nearly ending energy. The 9s are kind of like, 10 is the finish line, and the 9 is, oh, well, I'm nearly there, it's good enough, kind of energy. So all the stuff you've got to do as a 9, all the objections from your friends, family, etc., is a 9. You have to, as the hidden support, You have to know deep down inside yourself that this is what you truly and utterly want. And there is no other option. Because if you're not at that level, these won't work. Okay? You have to know this within your soul at the deepest level, that this is what you are meant to do to go to 5D, because that is the only thing that's going to get you there. That's that hidden aspect. You've got to want it with every fiber of your being. So your hopes and dreams, what you are hoping to get from getting to 5D. And for this we have temperance reversed. And what this is saying to me is, what you are hoping 5D will be like, well, it will be internal balance. You'll finally have everything make sense to you. You'll feel that beautiful inner peace. You'll be able to sit there and love people for exactly where they are, rather than jumping in to try and help them through something that they don't want help getting through. You'll be there seeing the people who are 6, 7, 8, whatever D, and who are, sort of like doing things that you've yet to learn, but you are still utterly giving them unconditional love for the fact that they are, sort of further on their journey with that. And you get to have their help when you ask for it. And you get to be inspired by them, and so on. You are in this beautiful center of balance, and that is what you are hoping for once you get to 5D. You're hoping to have everything in balance and make perfect sense. So let's grab the final deck and get the final 3 cards. And for this, we are going to get, the first card is going to be the outcome. Will you manage this? And this one is going to be a yes or no answer, as well as the details. So we're going to get 2 aspects out of this card. So what's the outcome if you do all of this? Will you manage it? Will you get to 5D? Or, will these other people stop you? Or the lack of this stop you? Or too much work? Whatever it is. What is the outcome, and will you manage it? The next card is going to be how these other people will see you when you manage it. Okay, so what their view of you is afterwards. And lastly, what you have to sacrifice to get there. Because in order to get somewhere like 5D, you have to stop being 3D. You can't have both. You can only be one. So what do you have to sacrifice? So 3 cards. The outcome with a yes or no. How others react when you get your goal. And the sacrifices you have to make to get there. One, 2, and 3. Okay, well, this is an interesting one. The outcome. We have temperance, which we had here. So, to me, this card, as you can see, is completely split down the middle. It is a yes because it is upright. So it is saying that yes, you have the possibility to get there, provided you obviously do all of this, but it is going to be completely black or white. There is no hovering in the middle. It is all or nothing. You are either going to go to the 5D or you're going to stay in the 3D, which is kind of obvious, but there's also absolutely no wiggle room in the middle, okay? There's not I'm 99% 5D and a 1% 3D. No, it's 100% or 0%. There is nothing else in between. So it's actually, what I'm getting is it's completely your choice. You have to decide whether you want this enough to get here, or not. So it is possible. If you follow this plan, it is doable. However, it's your choice and you have to do it 100%. There is no sticking with these, 9, 9 and 9. It's got to be 10s. It's got to be 100% you are 5D or you're 3D. There is no any other option. It is 100% or nothing, all or nothing. There is nothing else to consider, okay? So how will these people, your friends, family, etc., your current people you hang out with, how will people see you if you achieve this and you go to 5D? And for this we have the 10 of Pentacles. So what I'm getting from this is they will see that you are happy, but that you're separate from them. So I'm getting that, this is a family and this guy's standing apart. So they're happy where they are and you're happy where you are. And they can see that you have grown from it, you're richer from it, but they're no longer part of your life, is what their line is. So there's no going to 5D and then still being with them and sharing what they share, what they enjoy, because the two don't go together. There is that divide. So they will see you, they will be happy for you, but they won't be with you any longer, is essentially what this is saying. You will be two separate groups of people, you and whoever you then meet in 5D and everyone that you used to hang out with. So that is probably why this guy looks a little like that. So what do you need to sacrifice? And for this we have the 3 of Wands reversed. And what this is saying to me is you have to sacrifice just dreaming. Because this guy's sort of staring out the window dreaming and not actually doing. And Wands are very passionate, very action-oriented cards. And this guy is just sitting dreaming about 5D. He's not actually doing the work. And this is going to be work. You have a lot of very, very deeply held beliefs, actions, and so on that center around you giving your power away, okay? And a lot of emotions and thoughts that you need to clear up to get there. So you have to stop. You have to sacrifice just thinking, well, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do the work later, or, well, I just want to, whatever. You have to go all in on this, okay? You have to sacrifice just dreaming about it and actually take the action, because you're not going to get there without the action. I know that sounds harsh, and there is a heck of a lot you're going to be turning it up on its head, but that's the only way to do this. That is the action you have to take. You have to root out everywhere that you are giving away your power and change those beliefs, those actions, those habits, those everythings to get there. Don't just sit and dream about it because, well, it's a nice idea, because that won't get you there. Drop a like, subscribe and comment if this resonated, and I would dearly love your help to grow. I'm a very small new channel, so any subscribes would be awesome. If you would like a personal reading, maybe a bit more in detail about exactly what you need to look at, anything like that, the link is at the top of the description. The easiest way to do this is to get onto Zoom with me, which is what most of my readings are, but if you really don't want to be in person and you don't want anything to do with it, but you still want a reading, I do one very small text reading as well if you want me to just draw some cards and write up what you want. I recommend the Zoom readings because this way you get to ask questions and give feedback and get clarification if you don't understand something. I'm Karen from Soul Driven Tarot, and I'll see you in the next pile or the next video. Welcome to the reading for pile 3. This is actually the first card in the spread, and this is where you are right now. And for this we have the Wheel of Fortune. And what this is saying to me is you are at the place where you're not entirely sure what you want. 1 minute you want this, 1 minute you want that. So 1 minute you want 5D, and then the next minute you think, oh, but I really like that too. Oh, but I really want 5D, but I really want, and you're just on this roller coaster, and you have like positives and negatives and positives and negatives, and you're just stuck in this cycle, this loop, and you're not entirely sure where you want to go or why you want to go there. And you just keep going round and round in circles. So let us have a look. So our goal is to see what you need to do to get to 5D in 4 steps. This is a how-to spread, so we are going to get the full details. So we're going to get 2 cards from this. The first one is the tangibles, the physical, what you have to work with right now. That will get you your goal. Okay, so that will get you to 5D. What are the tangibles? And the second one is what you need to change to get your goal, i.e. 5D. So 2 card. What are the tangibles and what do you need to change to get your goal? 1 and 2. So what are the tangibles? We have the 5 of Pentacles, which is a very unusual card for here. So what this is saying to me is you have a lot of struggle right now. And this is actually a tangible asset, not something that's holding you back. You've got what we would call away from motivation. So you don't like where you currently are and you want something else, and that will push you away from it. The snag is once you get far enough away from it, that motivation disappears because now you're far enough away from it that you don't have that motivation of getting away from it anymore. And then you start to fall back, which explains why you've got this wheel of where you are. So what you need to do is to use this away from motivation to push you away and then change your motivation to a towards what you want. Because the away from you will only get you so far, and then you can push towards something else, and that will get you a lot further and keep you away from it and get you off this wheel. So right now, your tangibles are actually all your struggles. They could be money, they could be health, they could be relationships, anything physical that you are struggling with. That is actually your asset, tangible asset for this, because that is your motivation out of 3D to get to 5D. Okay? So start looking upon those struggles as actually a benefit, because it's giving you something to help you grow. So what needs to change to get you to 5D? And for this we have the 3 of Swords reversed. And what this is saying is what needs to change is you need to let go of hanging on to these struggles, hanging on to the heartbreak, the grief, the bad stuff that has gone on in your life. Because if you hang on to it, that will ultimately flip the circle the other way around and put you in the negative side of this loop and draw you back again. Okay? So this is essentially saying that you've got this away from motivation, and what needs to change is keeping it only to away from motivation. You need to move into the towards side of things. So to give you an example, let's say it's money. You're moving away from being poor not towards being rich. Can you see the difference? So moving away from being poor will get you there, but let's say you then get yourself to be a millionaire. Well, you're so far away from being poor right now that you lose that motivation, and whatever beliefs were around that made you struggle with money in the first place reassert themselves, and you go back and you lose it all. Okay, so we need to get you to use that motivation to move away from it, and then change the motivation to move towards what you actually want rather than away from what you don't want. And that's what this is saying. This is saying you need to change, moving away from all of these issues, all your things that you sort of struggle with, that you can tell other people about, so you can sit there and go, oh no, this happened in my life. All of that is what needs to change. You need to move away from relying on you, writing in your diary about all the awful things that have happened, reliving your heartbreaks and your struggles and stuff, and move away from that. That's what needs to change. So let's grab another deck. And for this, we're going to have 3 cards. And we are going to look at your emotional support, your unseen allies, your fairy godmother kind of energy, what's helping you. So what will help you emotionally get to 5D? The next card is going to be what you need to get the courage to do. And like I said, this is a how-to spread, so the third card is going to be the exact next steps you have to take in detail. Okay, so 3 cards. Your emotional support, what you need the courage to do, and the exact step-by-step things that you need to do to get there. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. So, this first one is, what is your emotional support, your unseen allies? And for this we have the 6 of Swords reversed. And this is saying to me that your unseen emotional support is, you really want calm, inner peace, basically. You're fed up of being on this roller coaster, fed up of having thoughts running around your head at a million miles an hour, and you just had enough. You want that peace, and you want the result that you think you're going to get from 5D of that peace and calmness and control over your mind and everything being nicer. You want rid of that nagging little voice that tells you nasty things about yourself that aren't true, just so you know. And you want rid of all of that, and that is your unseen support. So again, we're very much an away from motivation again here, which ties back to again why you're going through this repeated loop of ups and downs and highs and lows and things. So what do you need to get the courage to do? And for this we have the 7 of Cups. And what this is saying to me is you need to get the courage to look at all the different aspects of your life and sort through them and see where you are hanging on to your struggles, energetically hanging on to them by keep thinking about them, keep referring to them, keep talking to other people about them and so on, keep making them stay alive, basically. And you need to sort through all the aspects of your life to work out where they are. And that is going to be probably fairly eye-opening, maybe a little overwhelming, but it's something that needs doing, which is why it's going to take courage to do. You've got to be genuinely honest with yourself and address every aspect of everything and look at it and evaluate it honestly. Am I struggling here? Am I moving away from what I don't want? Am I hating where I am? And so on and so forth. And be honest about it with yourself. Okay? So, this one is the steps, step by step, you have to take. And for this we have the Knight of Swords. And what this is saying to me is you have to be utterly ruthless. It took courage to find them, and now you have to get over these fears. This poor horse is absolutely petrified of the speed this guy's riding him at. You have to get over the fear of, oh my God, there's a load of things that I've got to work on, and there's loads of things that I don't actually like and I wasn't being honest with myself about and I'm attached to, and whatever it is, if you want to get to this calm waters, you have to be utterly ruthless and cut them out of your life. So if you have a fear-based belief around, say, money, let's start with money, like money is evil, or only horrible people have money, or anything along those lines, you have to be ruthless and cut it out and actually work out what you want to believe, because your reality is a reflection of everything you believe. All your beliefs make up that reality. And this is currently your reality, where you are stuck in this loop, is because of these beliefs that you have. So you need to be ruthless. Go through your life section by section in detail and look through every single one of the beliefs that make it up and make up the bits that you don't like, that are giving you the results you're not happy with and that you want to change, and be ruthless and get rid of them. That is the step by step that you have to do. So there's a lot of clearing out. So let's grab the next 3 cards. And what we're going to look at for this is others and their needs and how they affect whether you move to 5D. And this will be your friends, family, the people you spend time with and exchange energy with. That's who these others are. So what are their needs and how they affect this, you moving to 5D? The next card is going to be the intangibles, since we have the tangibles already. So this is the hidden messages, the things that you need to know but you don't know yet. So what is it you need to know that you don't know yet, that you need to know to succeed? And then the third card is going to be your hopes and dreams. So why do you want 5D? What's it going to do for you? What's the payoff? What are you hoping to get from it? What are you thinking 5D will be like? That kind of thing. So 3 cards. Others and their needs and how they affect it. What you don't know that you need to know. And your hopes and dreams for 5D. Yep, that is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we have others and their needs and how this affects this. And we have the Sun. So this is a very interesting card. So others are perfectly happy where they are and perfectly happy to let you be you. They are probably actually in 5D. They are super happy, enjoy the whole time, and if you choose to be on the roller coaster, they'll still love you unconditionally for it, and that's totally okay. So you've got a lot of support if you choose to go to 5D. You'll have support to do it. And you'll have support if you choose not to stay where you are. You will be loved unconditionally, whatever happens. And they will allow you to be in your flow and do what is best for you. So this is some very, very positive support here to allow you to be 5D, basically. So this one is the intangibles, what you don't know that you need to know. And we have the 7 of Pentacles reversed. And what this is saying to me is what you need to know that you don't know yet is you've actually got more than you realize. And I think it's probably linked to this. You sort of see the struggle without realizing it's a benefit. So you need to start realizing that you haven't just got this result, which is, sort of fallen off the vine and sitting on the ground. You've got all these results too. And all this stuff is helping you. You've got a lot of support here. You've got the motivation from the things you don't like. Yes, you need a new way of going forward with it. But right now, it's going to be a massive push of motivation to get you to 5D. So it's only later that you need to change your sort of strategies. Right now, it works perfectly. So you've actually got more support than you realize. And I think you need to, as the hidden message, you need to look for this hidden support and start appreciating it. Start appreciating all the things that you see right now as negative and start appreciating them for what you're learning from them, because they are helping you grow. And once you grow, you will move out of them. Because if you are hating them, you will keep yourself stuck in them because you're sending that energy to them. Instead, if you appreciate them, love them for what they're giving you, and then you focus on the fact that they've got all these benefits and you start being grateful for all the stuff you're learning, you will move out of where you are so fast. You will, the door will hit you on the way out kind of thing. It can be an instantaneous thing. Once you realize this and start giving this gratitude and learning, it's like you just level up really, really quickly. So this is the hidden message that you need to know that you didn't know yet. The stuff that is going on, see it in a new light, be grateful for it, see the positive in it because of the benefits to your growth and what it can give you, and you will transform where you are and you will move to 5D. That is massive. So this one, number 9, your hopes and dreams. So how are you going to see 5D? And for this we have the Page of Cups. And to me this means you see 5D as absolute freedom to be you, your unique self. You can be artistic, you can be however weird and strange that you want to be. We're all weird and strange to somebody. So you can be uniquely you, and you can utterly enjoy yourself, talk to your guides all the time. Whatever it is, you can just be in the moment and be creative about everything that you want to be creative about, and just be you completely. So that's a really good look at 5D. And you've got the tools to get there. So let us grab a final deck for a final 3 cards. And this is going to be cards 10, 11 and 12. 10 is going to be the outcome, and we're also going to make this a yes-no. Will you make it to 5D? Yes, no. And the details of what will happen when you will, sort of what's the outcome about. And card 11, how are others going to react when you get there? So these nice happy people, how are they going to react when you get to 5D? And the sacrifices you need to make to get there, because To get something, you have to sacrifice basically its opposite, because you can't have polar opposites. You know, they're mutually exclusive. You cannot be in 3D and 5D. You can only be in one of them. So what do you have to sacrifice? So we can get 3 cards. The outcome, including a yes, no, and details. How others react when you get this goal, and what you have to sacrifice to get to 5D. One, 2, and 3. So the outcome, we have the 3 of Wands reversed. So at the moment, this is changeable. It is saying, no, you are not going to make it. However, if you stick with this plan, everything is possible, because the future is not set in stone. It is just right now, as you are carrying on at the energy you are at, right now you are not going to make it. You start putting this plan into action, this card will flip. Okay? So just let this be more of your away from motivation. Let me hear you sit there and go, I'll show you, I'm going to make it. Because that's what away from the motivation is like. Maybe that's just what you needed to hear right now. Okay? So this is changeable. And when you change it, we're going to have a very nice outlook. Beautiful, relaxing outlook. Okay? But at the moment, you're currently going to choose to stay in the struggle. So it's up to you. 5D is a choice. 5D is complete and utter responsibility for every single thing that happens to you. So if you want to take responsibility, do this sorting through and be ruthless about getting rid of the stuff that doesn't align with what you consciously want, then you will change your result and you will get the outcome. But you have to be committed to it. And that's what this is saying. So, how others will react when you get the result. And for this, we have the 8 of Wands. And what I'm getting from this is these lovely people, when you get the result, as in you get to 5D, they are going to be over the moon. They are going to be sending up, sparklers and fireworks and, sort of allowing the emotions to just sort of wash away of anything that isn't pure joy, which is what they are. And they're just going to build sort of almost like build a monument in your sort of to you doing it kind of thing. Obviously they wouldn't do that in 5D, but you kind of get the idea. They are going to celebrate you and raise you up and say how proud they are of you and what you've achieved. They are going to be so super happy for you. They are going to treat you as equals, because you are equal to every single other being in this universe, in creation. So they are going to be over the moon with this, and it is just going to be magical. So you have a lot of support to get there if you can just commit to getting off this roller coaster and realizing that every single result you have, if you take responsibility for it, you have the ability to respond, i.e. change it. And if you don't take responsibility for it, there is nothing you can do to change it. So it is your choice, completely and utterly. And you can flip this around. So what do you need to sacrifice? And for this we have the Devil reversed. And I think this goes really well with this. You have to sacrifice all the victim mentality, all the, oh, poor me, I've got bad results, I have bad knees, I can't do this, or, whatever it is, that's what has to go. 5D is about taking responsibility, not being a victim to your circumstances. It's about being active, and you have to let go of the passive well, it wasn't my fault, because that isn't going to get you into 5D, because that is the opposite of 5D. So you've basically got a choice to make. You're on this roller coaster. Do you want to stay on it and stay with all the things that are going sort of wrong that you're struggling with? Or do you want to take responsibility so that you can respond, look through it, be ruthless and utterly and completely change your results and let go of all of that, it's not my fault stuff, and change it, at which point this will flip and you will succeed to get into 5D if you do this. Drop a like, subscribe and comment below if this resonated. I'm a really small channel, so I would love your help growing this. If you are up for subscribing and commenting, I would greatly appreciate it. If you would like a private reading and to get any closer action steps of exactly what you need to do, where you can ask questions if you don't understand something, you can get clarification on things, you can give feedback, because a reading is a two-way thing. Okay, it is about what you want to know and how my guides and these cards can help you get that clarity. So it's a two-person thing, and we will sit down on Zoom and work through it together. Equally, if you don't want to be on Zoom, I do have a single, just text-only reading. You email me your question and I email you back the reading. The link for that is in the top of the description below if you would like a private reading. I'm Karen from Soul Driven Tarot, and I'll see you in the next pile or the next video.